Got a bit of a cough. Anyway, I'm going to my daughter's. I'm very busy today. I'm here now. Just about fit you in. Birds should start tweeting soon because it's nearly their bedtime. And tomorrow, I'm going out for lunch. Quilter's lunch. We have a summer lunch, and then I'm going for tea. So I'm going to be eating a lot of food tomorrow, I think. I'll have soup. You know, the places where I go to eat these days, they don't seem to have salad anymore. It's always got funny grains in it, you know. I don't like salad with grains in. I like salad with lettuce and cucumber and tomatoes. So I don't know what I'm going to end up eating anyway. And then on Friday, Friday's packing, and Friday afternoon I've got my grandson, and then we are going to see my daughter and my grandson, my youngest grandson, off in Wiltshire. So I'm busy. I won't be coming back till Monday, and then of course I'm going to be sewing because I'm already missing the sewing, not because I know I won't be here. First things I'm going to show you are some of the blocks I've started doing for my crown quilt, and it became very obvious to me when I was cutting out all these 5-inch squares I need more variety, so I've ordered yet more purple and yellow fabrics. So I've done 3 of these. There's 2 blocks in the quilt and this is one of them. I don't want, you know, to be restricted by colours, so I've got quite a few different purples and quite a few different yellows. The yellows are the crown, the purple is just regal background, but there isn't enough, so I've ordered some more. So I'm just making half square triangles and sewing them together in a particular way, but it is I'm finding it quite difficult. I must find myself some graph paper, because the pattern is by Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I've watched the tutorials. I've not bought the pattern, and I'm trying to do it myself, except it's complicated because she's using background fabric, and all my background fabric is purple, apart from a pale yellow that I want to insert somewhere, and that's what's making it complicated. And all her colours are my yellows there for the crown. Anyway, we'll see how that gets on. And before I put this away, I had a little disaster last week. I put some of that sticky backing, what's it called? I don't know. You know, where you iron it onto something, then you take the paper off, and you can iron it onto a different fabric. And I was doing that with some shapes I'd cut out for my grandson, my little grandson. I'm doing some decorativeness on a couple of tops I bought him. I've got 3 little dragons that I've ironed on and embroidered around the outside, and I've got a circle of little cars with a sun in the middle. Only when I put the fabric onto it was a big piece of fabric to cut all the cars out of, onto the sticky backing stuff, I did it the wrong way, and all the sticky went onto my ironing thing, and it's I can't see who it's by. Who's it by? June Taylor. So it's one of these, you see, with markings on. Anyway, it was all sticky, so I stuck on with the sticky a big piece of white and then cut off around the edges. So, you know, none of us are perfect, are we? It still works. I've just been ironing on it. It just means I can't see the markings on it anymore, which I didn't really use anyway. I think, oh, and I've ironed this. This is something I did for my quilting group, which was, it's got creased already. This was, what's it called? Drunkard's Path. We're doing a sample quilt using the flowery fabric to tie all the different blocks together, and I think we've got 9 or 12 blocks. Mine was the Drunkard's Path, and I showed people how to do the Drunkard's Path by hand, because as you know, I'm not too au fait with using a machine. Anyway, lots of things have come this week, and I had a lovely day yesterday buying things. So this week, this has come, which I got from my D-Stash group, and it's a panel that, you know, you have to cut bits out of, and it makes a teddy. The ears are somewhere. There's the ears on there, and that's the teddy. It's quite a big thing, actually. I didn't know it was this big when I bought it. And it also makes a nice little handbag. This on the back here, this is the skirt material. So you can make a nice little skirt to go with the legs. There's a head, got to put the ears on, and the legs go right down. So I'm going to enjoy doing that when I get round to it, because, you know, I'm doing a lot at the moment. I've got a lot of things that I'm busy doing. Oh, I made a new lid for my jar. There's my jar full of bits and bobs. I sorted out lots of fabrics over the past couple of weeks, and I had lots of bits left over, and I put them all in a bag. So I sewed some bits together and made a nice little lid for that jar. Okay, I bought some things. The lady from Sheila, who runs Fabric Treasures for the UK, only sells Moda. She was having a sale, so I bought these. I think the half yards. These sorts of things always come in useful, which is why I buy them. I'm not really into plains, you see. So these will be my equivalent of a plain background. It's got boats on it. I like tall ships. I saw one once. It was very nice. I'd like to see some more, you know, before I die, if I can. And then I got these, and these are part of a lovely range, aren't they? I think these are half yards as well. I can't remember. Can't remember what I bought. So these are part of the same range. And I got these. I don't think these are the same range. Well, they might be. Who knows? And them. So I've got nothing in mind for those at all, apart from, ooh, they're nice. And I'm sure I'll come up with something. I usually do. And I got this. And I've got a purple as well. Here it is, which I've put in my purple and gold pile. So I've already used that. You see, I've already got a use for that. And I got these. These are from Tulip Tango by Robin Pickens, who, you know, I buy all of hers. And her latest range has reached the UK. And I ordered a jelly roll and 2 meters of a fabulous main fabric, and when I actually saw it online, I've ordered a layer cake as well. And talking of layer cakes, I was looking in my records of what I've bought layer cake wise, and it said I had bought what's it called, Garden Society by Crystal Manning, and it had lovely orange flower. Well, they were lovely flowers, you know, I don't like orange. And I'm thinking, why did I buy that? And I knew it had orange flowers on the front. Anyway, I went in my shed, where I am now, and I dug out all of my layer cakes, and it wasn't in them. So I had another look at the invoice, and I bought a jelly roll. I've only got about 6 or 7 jelly rolls, so it was easy to find. So anyway, that made me aware of how many 10-inch square layer cakes I've got. It was pretty shocking, really. I hope I live long enough to use them all. And from my D-Stash group, I bought this, and she sent this as well as an extra. That's nice, isn't it? It's these purpley ones. Where are the purpley ones? I love purples. And there's some kind of purpley ones in here that are there they are. aren't they lovely? So it's called Ville Fleury, and it's by I don't know who it's by, French General. I like their type of thing. I've got a few of theirs, so I got them. And I bought some Tilda that she was selling off somebody on my destash group, so I chose to get 4. I mean, she had hundreds available, but I don't need hundreds. I've already got hundreds of Tildas. I'm not ready to show you all the hundreds I've got, but the quilt behind me is Tilda. That's made out of 5-inch squares, and you know, charm packs. I think I had about 7, and I might have had to buy a few more. And how did I make it? I cut all the squares that there was 2 of. I cut them all in half, and mostly the middles are ones I wasn't very keen on. And I cut them into quarters, so they were 2.5-inch squares, and the in half ones are 5 inches by 2.5 inches, and I just sewed them around the squares, and until I had none of them left. And then I discovered this was the first quilt I made after I'd left work, and I you know, I didn't really quilt while I was at work because I came home and went to sleep, and went to work and came home and went to sleep. I was worn out, and the girls had grown bigger, and that's all I did. So when I stopped working, I started doing my patchwork again, which was about 5 years ago, and this was the first one I made. And all of my rulers and my cutting equipment and everything, I just cut them in half with the scissors, you know, and in quarters. They were all over the house, so I said, right, I need a shed. and we eventually got this shed, and I put everything in here, and along with all my rulers and everything, so everything's sorted now. But at the time I made this, I had nothing to square them up with, so they weren't quite all the same size, you know, only 1/4 of an inch here or 1/8 of an inch there. Anyway, so that I couldn't line up the you know, the joins in between the squares, you know, like you would like that. Put them lined up. Well, mine didn't match, and I was having terrible trouble. And then I thought, oh, I know what I can do. I can make a brick wall. So I lined them all up like that, and that's what it came out like. Can you see that middle is, I mean, none of them are directly lined up properly or in any way you'd want them to be. Here's a seam and there's a seam, all over the place. The only thing about it is, oh, that's the top row at the top. The bottom row has 1/2 and 1/4. It's the top row is all on a straight line where I started, and I'll move them side to side so that they didn't line up on each row. But the bottom row was very jagged at the bottom, so I just cut it off because, you know, I don't care. And I backed it and did the first border with this kind of duck egg blue. That was a quilt I had, and this was my favourite fabric of I can't remember her name now, my brain's gone. And I had it in 3 colours. Can you see the green, the blue and the red? And I cut it into strips. Oh, I've got pale green as well. I cut it into strips and did a border around the edge, and then I quilted it with big stitch quilting, and I used various colours of double cane knitting yarn, cotton, and that's one of our favourite quilts now. It keeps us lovely and warm, and of course Tilda is lovely. And I bought these oh, that's what it is, Tilda. I've remembered again. So I got those. I've got hundreds of Tilda. I'm not very organised this week because I've been so busy, but I will show you my Tilda collection one day soon. And my collection of feed sack quilts, I will show you maybe July or August in the summer. I'm going to put them on the washing line and show you them. And I got this fat quarter set, not from my destashing group. This is from another group I'm in, a lady who supplies fabric. I can't remember who she is though. So I thought these were lovely colours. They are lovely colours, aren't they? Purple, of course. Floral. I got them. And I got this great big piece of backing fabric that isn't plain. Not backing fabric, what's it called? Background fabric. That's nice as well, isn't it? I've got a few yards of that. This is Moda. Can't read upside down. Silver Lining by Laundry Basket Quilts from Moda. So I also got, well, I haven't counted these in my 35 squares. I've got 37. I got this Sister Bay, because I thought that would go lovely with my Three Sisters blues. They're lovely, aren't they? Lovely blues. I've never made a blue quilt. And I got 1/2 metre to match. And I got this one, which is Kate's Garden. Is it Garden Gate? Kate's Garden Gate. I mean, my daughter was going on at me yesterday saying, why do you keep buying more fabric? You don't need it. I'm saying, I know I don't need it. Well, if I want to buy it, I can, can't I? It's not like I'm buying it on my credit card or anything. I can do what I want. Anyway, again, it's floral. And all sorts of lovely colours. And yesterday, oh, there's loads of things on D-Stash. I bought loads of stuff. I bought some, well, it was all fabric and it was all lovely. And I was really pleased. And I got 1/2 metre to go with that as well. So that's what has come in the week. And I was going to show you something. What was it, do you think? Oh, I got this as well. This is a batik jelly roll, Mambo batik. And I already had this, and I thought I'll use them in the same quilt, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing. This is Bermuda batik. They're lovely. That's going to be a fantastically bright and jazzy quilt, isn't it? So I've got those two. I was going to show you something, I'm sure. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I'm going, as I said, down to see my daughter. Saturday. It's going to be a 5:30. Get up and set off early morning. Set off again, and it'll be nice this time because it won't be dark. I was scared last time because of all the lorries in the dark zooming down the motorway, and we're just in a little car. So I won't be scared this time. All the birds will be singing. It will be dawn, sunrise, I expect, at 5:30, and we're going to drive down there. Usually takes 5 hours, so we'll see. Should be there for lunchtime. I suppose really we should be there by 10:30, shouldn't we, if it takes 5 hours. I don't think we will be though, because we're planning on stopping off somewhere for breakfast. Because, you know, you get hungry, don't you, when you get up at 5:30. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm thinking my friend bought me these little tins. She went to Belgium and bought me some little tins. That's cute, isn't it? It's got windows all the way around. And see here, she bought me 2. And this one has got 2, can you see, 2 threads poking out? Because I got my subscription of Today's Quilter for my birthday. And the first one came. And the free gift, I had to cut them up, they came in sheets. But these are row markers. So you know when you're laying out all your quilt, I know some people do it on design walls, but I haven't got a free bit of wall space. So I just do a couple of rows at a time on my tables with post-it notes on saying, you know, block 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that kind of thing. And then I take them and sew them together. Well, these, can you see on there? It says, let's see if I can show you one. It says block 2. What does that say? Row 12. So I can keep these forever, and I've tied them together. And there's 12 rows, so I've got 12 of these. And I've got they won't all fit in, so I've got the first 6 rows in a tin with 1 string sticking out. And the second 6 rows in a tin with 2 sticking out, so I know what's going on. And I won't lose them, because, you know, I lose everything, don't I? I can't remember what I'm a bit partial to tins, you know. I've got a lot of tins that I can't show you because they're behind the quilt, but I have got one here that I can show you. Gorgeous, isn't it? I love these. They don't smell of chocolate. They've had chocolates in, but they're, you know, in foil. Monty Bojangles. I've got some little ones, and this is my first foray into big ones. I bought it for Christmas for myself, you know, off my husband. You bought me a tin of chocolates. They were orange flavour. Isn't it lovely? So I've not quite decided what to put in there yet. But treated myself. So yes, as I was saying, I don't think there's enough variety in my crowns coronation quilt, so I have ordered some more yellows and some more purples from the Cotton Patch in Birmingham. They only do online now. And I've ordered some more purples and yellows from Sewing Street. And I've ordered a purple and a navy blue butterfly print from eBay. Not sure if I've ordered any more, because you know my mind's going. And from the D-Stash group I have bought and ordered some fabrics. A length of gorgeous yellow fabric with like a trellis all over it. A couple of yards of that, and some mauve fabrics. Some very old-fashioned looking fabric with a wiggly line on. All sorts of things. They were lovely. Anyway, they'll be coming next week, hopefully, or the weekend when I'm not here. But, of course, my daughter, who's coming to look after the cat, she can look after the post and things. I've not been feeling very well this week. My mind's not really working very well. Because I've had no satisfaction from the doctors, have I? I'm going to send them another request. I want them to... Well, I've been to the hospital as well about my knee. Oh, that nearly killed me. He said, when I saw him last year, he said, right, I'll see you in 6 months, lose weight, and then we'll do the operation. And I said, okay. So I did. I lost about a 1.5 stone, and then, of course, my husband was ill. And then my husband was ill a bit more. So the last thing you're going to think about is going on a diet, isn't it? In fact, I think I ate more ice cream in those few weeks than ever before. Because that's my turn to in times of stress, ice cream, which of course doesn't help you lose weight. So anyway, he said, right, come back in 6 months and we'll see how much weight you've lost. So of course, the state of the NHS now, I went last week, so that's almost a year. Oh, I think it probably is a year actually. I think it was last June. Anyway, not lost any weight, you know, the weight I lost I've put back on. You must lose weight, he said. You need them both replacing, although one is worse. I'm not even sure if I want them replacing. You know, they've been a lot better since I've been taking these tablets that I found on the internet. Somebody in what... Well, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but I joined a group for a specific reason. And while I was on that group, they were talking about something else, and they were talking about some tablets that gave you loads of energy. And it's not caffeine, because I can't take caffeine. It keeps me awake. I went to a non-sleeping clinic many years ago because I only slept for about, I don't know, 2-3 hours a day. And they found out it was caffeine, and I gave it up, and I've not had caffeine since. Apart from what's in chocolate, of course, that doesn't count. But, you know, they said that if you have a cup of tea, there's one measure of caffeine in that, for want of another way of counting it up. And in a cup of coffee, there are 3 times the cup of tea amount of caffeine. And then if you have a cup of Coca-Cola or Pepsi, there is 5 times the amount of caffeine. So as there is in the coffee. So that's 1 for tea, 3 for coffee, and 15, 3 times 5 in the Coke. Oh, I did have a headache when I stopped. And then, of course, I had to find something else to drink when I went to the pub, because I like to drink rum and Coke. So I happened upon Pimm's, and now I have Pimm's and lemonade, diet lemonade. Although I don't really like diet lemonade either, because it's full of chemicals. You don't know what you're doing, do you? I saw something on the telly the other day. This dental surgeon was saying don't use mouthwashes because it's got something in it. Antifreeze. There's horrible things in everything. Yeah, it's not good. I had salad with my tea last night. Anyway, what did I have? I had fish cakes. Fish cakes and salad. Salmon, they were. Salmon and cod. Very nice. I thought that's healthy. Didn't count the calories though. I'm not in the mood to count calories yet. Because, you know, I feel sick all the time. I'm not very, not got much of an appetite going on. Anyway, there is something I was going to talk about and I can't remember what. Honestly, my brain is just useless. I don't know what I was going to talk to you about. I hope it wasn't, well, let's hope it was boring. I can't think. Well, rather than sit here saying I can't think what I was going to talk about, I might as well toodle off and get me a bit of potato cooked, and do some more of these blocks so I can show you properly next time I'm here. I'm only going to my daughter's for a couple of days. We're coming back on Monday. Can't wait to go. Not seen her since April. What is it now? May, June. It was Easter. Was that? Yeah, it was the beginning of April, wasn't it? Early on in April. So, yeah, we'll go and see her. And my little grandson, who is a little love. He started saying words now. He says, hiya. And I was talking to her online, you know, video chat. And she had him on her knee and she wasn't reading him the book because it was just a book of elephants and every elephant was a different colour. So as she turned the pages, she was saying yellow, purple, blue, and so on. And then she did some talking to me while he turned the pages. After she'd finished the book, he was turning the pages. And he pointed at an elephant and said, red. Never said that before. He's got a new sand pit in the garden, so I'm going to go and do some sand digging with him, hopefully, if it's nice. Although, aren't we due thunderstorms at the weekend, so maybe we won't be doing that. I've got to choose something to take with me to do as well, because I don't like to sit and do nothing. I have these fidgety hands. Oh, and this. When I was cutting all my 5-inch squares out of my collected material for my Coronation quilt, I was flattening my material and putting my ruler, and it went hurt, you know. I thought, oh, what's that? And underneath my material was my rotary cutter with the guard off. It didn't bleed. It just cut the top layer of skin, and I've got the plaster on because it kept catching on things, and that was hurting. So it's not really an injury, but, you know, I should have put the guard on, shouldn't I? And then it wouldn't have happened. And I shouldn't really have put it down under my material where I couldn't see it. There's lots of things I do that I shouldn't do, like eating ice cream. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to talk about. I've been out today. Went and had toasted tea cake and a pot of tea and hot chocolate. We have toasted tea cake and a pot of tea at the beginning of our talk. We meet up at 10:30 and we leave at 1:30. That's 3 hours. So the last hour we spend talking over a very decadent, topped with cream, hot chocolate. Finish off with that. I'm going home and talk in the car as well. So I've done that today. What day was it yesterday? Tuesday. Don't know what I did yesterday. Thought about coming out here and doing this. And tomorrow I've got lunch and tea. On Friday we've got my grandson. And then Saturday I'm seeing my daughter. And on Sunday I'm seeing my daughter. And then on Monday I'll see her in the morning. And then we'll drive all the way back again. We've had to get a new, no, not a new tyre. We had a puncture in the tyre that's been repaired. Don't all the bills come at once? The car tax has come today as well. And I had to go to the dentist because I hurt my tooth. I thought I'd really damaged it. It bled and it was really sore. And, you know, I was taking painkillers and went to the emergency dentist. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. He found something that he thought, oh, I'll just fill this with, I can't remember what it is. But he filled it with some stuff that Bob Mortimer talks about. Is it Coyoto 9 or something like that? That's what he was talking about it. And I thought, oh, this is what Bob Mortimer talks about. Anyway, he said, oh, I'll fill this little hole. Maybe something's fell out of that. Anyway, it's fine. I don't know what's the matter with it. I signed some petitions. I signed a petition because they're thinking of introducing, charging £20 each time you want to see a doctor. I was thinking, you know, we have a real trouble with getting to see a doctor. You have to be on death's door, you know, and it's too late by then, isn't it? But I remember when COVID was going on, they said they were going to employ thousands more doctors. And I've since read that we now have 600 less doctors than we had in COVID. They've not been able to tempt doctors to work for the NHS, and 600 have left. Well, it's GPs is what they're looking for, not doctors in hospitals, GPs. I mean, the practice I'm with, they've got tons of GPs. About 8, but I've never met any of them. Apart from the one that gave me the antibiotics for my chest infection. And that was very quick. And then they phoned me up about my blood test results, and I had to take folic acid. And I said, yes, I bought some over the counter because I couldn't wait 5 weeks. I could see from the form that I needed folic acid. So I said I bought some, and he said, what milligram? And I said 5 because I've read that's what I need to take. And he said, and where did you buy it from? Over the counter? I said, yes. He said, I doubt that. He said, you can't buy that kind of milligram over the counter. I doubt you've got 5 milligrams. I mean, I felt like going around and shoving it in his face. It definitely had 5 milligrams on it. I didn't buy it over the counter. I bought it off Amazon. Anyway, since then, with all my research, I'm not taking it anymore. I've decided to take folate instead because I heard that folic acid was toxic if you took a lot of it for a long time. And I'm thinking, how can it be toxic? And it's because it's a false folate. It's man-made folic. Folate is the natural. So I bought some of that. And it is more expensive. But folic acid, which is cheap and man-made, is made out of petrol. And your body doesn't know how to process it at all. So if you take a lot for a long time, it's toxic. It builds up in your body. It's not good, is it? I mean, I don't want to take that. So I took it for about 2 weeks, and then I bought the folate. And the doctor didn't say you have to take folate. Your folate level is low. You need supplements, he said. And I said, folic acid, and he said yes. Because that's what they palm you off with. But I'm taking folate, so we'll see if I start to feel better. But in the meantime, I'm still feeling ill, and I don't think anyone's addressed me feeling ill. Anyway, I'm talking to you now as if, you know, you're my friend I talk to on Wednesdays. You don't want to know about all my ails and things, do you? No, you don't. So I'll be off, and I'm going to do some more sewing while my baked potatoes cook. My husband will give me a shout when they're ready. We're having a big load of grated cheese and salad, so that's healthy. Although there was probably tons and tons of calories in that very delicious hot chocolate drink. It's only once a week. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. You can get off with something a bit less boring than me, and I hope this leaves you well. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.